Isabel Oakeshott and I will now discuss what the Labour Party, you won't believe this, the Labour Party today conceded that there is a bit of a crisis when it comes to the small boats. Let's remind ourselves of Keir Starmer and indeed the Home Secretary Yvette Cooper's amazing plan to stop the boats and solve this crisis. Let's have a listen to our new Prime Minister.
Only way to stop that is to smash the gangs that are running this vile trade, is to smash the criminal gangs, and they are criminal gangs, that are running this vile trade and putting people in the boats, take those gangs down. But I think smashing the gangs that are taking people's money is a deterrent. I think you have to smash those gangs. The only way to stop that is to smash the gangs.
I think he thinks smashing the gangs is going to solve the crisis. The trouble is, I've got some bad news for him. It isn't. It cannot solve the crisis. They are misspeaking. They are mischaracterising this entire... The crux of this problem is not the people smuggling gangs. It is the migrants. And the Labour Party has no plans to stop the migrants. In fact, it is clearly encouraging them. This is a disaster, isn't it?
You're never going to smash the gangs any more than you're going to be able to eradicate drug gangs. I mean, it's just not possible because you've got to tackle the market for the product. And as long as people think that they can get over here and want to come over here and think they'll have a better life here, then they will find ways and means to do it if there's no deterrent. You and I have talked about this ad nauseum. It's still very interesting. I'm not going to get bored of this subject. I think we've got to go on talking about it until the problem is fixed.
Absolutely.
And the problem is not going to be fixed by any smashings of any gangs.
Yeah.
It's only going to be fixed by smashing the market for coming here. And you're not going to be able to smash that market unless you stop dishing out benefits and warm blankets and, you know, hashtag be kind on the beaches in Kent.
Absolutely. And, this is not to exonerate the Tories. The Tories caused this problem. They were a disaster. They had a sign hanging, James Cleverly, now the shadow Home Secretary, going round saying the Labour Party, the Labour government has effectively hung on the White Cliffs of Dover a big sign saying everyone welcome. Yeah, so did you, mate. Yeah. So did you. Yeah. Only it's got worse now.
For years and years and years and years. This has now been going on effectively about 8 years, and they have presided over it, or they did preside over it, getting worse and worse and worse. It became highly commercialised. But you know what? Even if Keir Starmer's fantasy came true and he managed to smash the gangs, very soon small operators would start up. They wouldn't be gangs, they would be the little ones, which is how this whole thing started. I remember when those first boats came over, they were basically literally a canoe, the first one, and that's what will happen again.
They used to come in those tiny little
If the big
dinghies,
operators stop, then the small operators will get busy, and sure enough, it'll all build up again.
And I think it's a disgrace. I think it's a national scandal because Keir Starmer and Yvette Cooper know that they're talking utter crap. They are mischaracterising what the problem is. The problem is the migrants. It isn't the people smuggling gangs, because the people smuggling gangs are merely responding to demand. It's the rule of business. You find a demand and then you supply. You supply what that demand requires. These are migrants. They want to come across the channel. The people smugglers supply them with boats to come across on, and they pay money to do so. So here's another thing that Labour tried to do. These poor migrants, they're so manipulated, they're so exploited. No, they're not, they're customers. Yeah. And by the way, since the Labour government came in...
There have been 1,200 more of them.
Well, there's been 1,200 more came across already. That's it since the government took control, or failed to take control of this situation. The weather's getting better. Trust me, I reckon...
By the weekend.
I reckon 2,000 by this time, 2,000 more by this time next week, and they will still be droning on about these evil people smugglers exploiting these people. Do you know that there are now special Labour government rates being charged by the people smugglers? £1,500. It's the cheapest bargain offer so far, and the people smuggling gangs are now referring to Keir Starmer as the friendly one.
Yeah, I mean, why is the rate reduced? Because the risk is also dramatically reduced. I've been thinking about how long we actually give Sir Keir to smash the gangs. What do you think? Let's be fair here. Let's try to be reasonable. Let's suppose that smashing the gangs really could work. How long are we going to give him to achieve that? What would you say is fair? 6 months, a year?
Well, I would say 6 months. We'd need to see serious progress within 6 months.
I want to see some smithereens by then, you know, gangs that are quite clearly smashed.
And well, exactly. But, you know, you've heard me say this. I say this every day. Smashing the gangs is like whack-a-mole. As I say, there will, as long as the migrants are coming, there'll be a massive demand. Oh, look, we've arrested a big gang. Whack-a-mole. Up come another gang. And on it will go. The gangs will always be there as long as the migrants are there. So, Keir Starmer, if we smash the gangs, we solve the crisis. No, you damn well don't. And it's obvious.
Yeah, completely and utterly, blindingly obvious. And I don't want to see any more money going to the French, because they're just cocking a snook at us, aren't they? I mean, you literally see those French police with their stupid riot shields standing on the beach, kind of waving bye. What's the point of the riot shields, guys? What you actually need is a vessel that follows these people, or some way of smashing the boats before they actually set sail, not standing on the beach in your riot gear waving them off. At our expense, by the way.
I think I'm right in saying, and by the way, half of this problem is because, you know, the Rwanda scheme wasn't very good, but it was a deterrent. At least it was something. Now we've got no deterrent whatsoever. Earlier this week, Keir Starmer released 92,000 deportees who were due to be flown to East Africa. Where did he release them to? Anyway, off you go. Enjoy England, Britain. Hope you like it.
Right.
You can stay as long as you like, by the way. That's what he's doing. And just smashing the gangs just will not work. And he is going to have to deal with an escalating problem, I think, on an epic scale.
Oh yes, absolutely. This is in the coming months are going to be a big test of whether their rhetoric means anything at all. And I think I know what the outcome's going to be.
Yes, indeed. So he's going to find out that you can't. He's in opposition. You know, your job really is just talking. Oh, this is rubbish what the government's done. This is rubbish what the government...
Like being a journalist?
Yeah. Yeah, but we do it on a full-time basis. Now they're in power.
And not at public expense, by the way.
Exactly right. So good luck with your Smash the Gangs policy, Keir Starmer, but let me know what you all think. I mean, do you agree with me and Isabel that this is just talk? It is empty talk. It mischaracterises the problem. If you don't stop the migrants, you don't stop the crisis. No deterrence, no chance of stopping the boats. What on earth do Keir Starmer and the new Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, think they're playing at?